lessons, 'cause you've only this one life to live.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tessil Collins. Welcome to Jazz 24/7 from WGBH, live from Boston, Massachusetts, and Raleigh, North Carolina, with our guests, the Shana Tucker Quartet. Before we start, let's do some technical housekeeping. On your desktop, laptop, or mobile device, please close any other open browser windows or programs to ensure your internet connection can focus on the live stream. If you're using Wi-Fi, be sure that you are close to your router, if you can be, and that all other devices in your house that conflict or connect with the internet are either offline or at minimum use. If you have housemates, ask them to turn off their Wi-Fi on their devices and suggest that they come watch the live stream with you. If you're just joining us from Facebook or YouTube, we'd love to hear from you. Be sure to ask questions and comment in the chat, and we'll keep an eye out for your interaction during the course of the show. Share this event with your friends. We'll be on for about an hour, so there's plenty of time to share the link and let people know you're here watching this with us. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Hello, Shana.
Hey, Tessil! What's up?
Everything's wonderful. Thank you for being here. Let's get started.
Okay. Can I just say this really quickly? When you were talking about having your device close to the router, it just reminded me of, like, to get reception, like, you gotta hold the antennas. Where's my foil? Where's my aluminum foil? Okay. All right. So getting started. I'm doing a song. Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
All right. Let's do it. The song is called Shine. It is the title track to my CD, and here we go. Already. Shine, shine, far away, past a mountain and sea, shines a light. Far away, over forest and trees, is a light that heeds neither rain nor shine. It continues to shine for you and for me. It heeds neither rain nor shine. It continues to shine for you and for me. For you and for me. Far away, past valley and hill, shines a light. Far away, over field and windmill, is a light so beautiful to behold, and it continues to glow for you and for me. It's so beautiful to behold, and it continues to glow for you and for me. For you and for me. It serves as a reminder that you can always find a love so real you'll be able to feel. It's a warmth and glow wherever our souls may go. It serves as a reminder that you can always find a love so real you'll be able to feel. It's a warmth and glow wherever our souls may go. Wherever you go, wherever I go. So look past the mountain and past the sea, see the forest for the trees, and the light will guide us home. Home, so far away, shines a light for you and for me. Shine, shine, shine. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me put my headphones back in.
Okay, put that headphone
Okay.
back in.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you,
you.
Shauna. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tessil.
It's a perfect song for the time that we're living in right now.
Yeah.
Tell us, who is Shana Tucker and what is ChamberSoul?
Shana Tucker. That Shana Tucker. So let's see the short story. I am a New Yorker originally, but I live in North Carolina now. I'm a proud transplant since 2003. I'm a cellist, singer, songwriter, collaborator, teaching artist. I call my music ChamberSoul because I spent a lot of time trying to tell people what the music that I play is not. You know, like it's not classical music, but I was classically trained, and I improvise. But there are some very staunch advocates of the jazz that are like, that's not jazz, that's not jazz, you know. And I get it, and I don't ever want to offend, and I love jazz. But I think that the music that I write kind of settles in this very interesting space of acoustic pop elements and folk and soul and, you know, classical reminiscence. That's not even a word. But yeah, ChamberSoul is a lot easier to tell people, you know, you get it. I feel like it's a clearer visual with two words smashed together than all the knots.
That's probably the best way to put it, because you can't be put in a box with your sound, and it's a beautiful combination of, like you say, the jazz, the improv, the classical, and the folk. You know, you're down there in North Carolina, so you have that kind of country sound in there too. Introduce us to this screen that's pure imagination.
Pure imagination. Yes. Okay. So my 2020 tour was, it actually did start in February, and at the end of February, it ended promptly. But I am touring with a new quartet. Christian Tambor is my musical director on piano, and William Ledbetter plays bass, and Alfred Sergel IV is on drums. And we played one performance together in 2020 so far, and that was when you saw us in New York at APAP. And we were so excited about, you know, getting on the road and doing all this stuff, and our April was really full, and then Corona, right? So we've been still communicating because, you know, the show is going to go on at some point, and we were trying to figure out, you know, what is the new set going to look like, what's it going to sound like, and we threw a couple of songs around, and pure imagination was one of the options. So we had a whole bunch of conversation about how to do this, but I think you should watch it first.
Okay, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be.
Pure Imagination, the Shana Tucker Quartet. Wonderful.
Thanks.
Wonderful. I'm using that word too much though, but it
It's okay.
was really, really, really nice.
Do you mean it?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
As long as it's
Right.
genuine.
I think it's genuine. I feel that. Please tell us what it was like to work remotely in the creative process in doing this.
Okay, so really quickly, I just want, now that you can see people on the screen with us, you can see like the actual people that you just saw in the video. So Christian Tambor is sitting in front of his vibes, but he's, oh, and piano, I'm seeing, yes. Yes,
Yep.
you've got a plethora. You've got the world in front of you. And
Always.
then Al Sergel is right there with the cap on, yes.
Hey, everybody.
And Will Ledbetter is right there. He's got his bass in the background just in case.
What's up, everybody?
So I'm going to sit back and just hear how you guys talked about me after we got off the phone, when I was like, hey, let's do it in 5 and 6 and let's alternate meters. And I'm just going to sing over it like this. Okay, great. Thanks. Bye. Go ahead. Who wants to go first?
I'm going to go first because why not? So when we decided to do this tune, I had recorded this song about 4 or 5 years ago with my trio. And I had done the entire thing in 5. And I was very content on keeping it that way, because after you play it that way for, a long time, you get that built-in muscle memory. And Shana's like, yeah, that's nice, but what if we do this? And then we put a bar of 6 here, and then we add this section, and then we extend that out, and then we're all like, oh no. And we're like, what is this mad scientist doing to this? Let's just keep it in 5. We can all count that many, 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, repeat, And it wasn't until she sent us the vocal and could hear how and why she was extending some of these sections that everybody was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. And it really just started to fall in place. Will, Al, thoughts?
I mean, it's this. I agree with you. It's like after hearing it, because I did play it with you that one time in 5, and I think it was actually us 3, Christian,
Yeah.
and myself, and it really flows well in 5. But then after hearing Shana sing it, that extra bar or those bars of 6 and whatnot, where it changes, I actually like the flow of that more. It's a little bit more intriguing. So that's what we call the Shana size in it.
Shana size, that's right.
I don't know what I have to add other than any chance I have to play the song from that great movie. I'm a big Willy Wonka fan.
Yeah.
So I like the arrangement because it lends itself to the words. It doesn't, it leaves the space for the vocal to be understood by the listener and tell that story. It's got a lot of history with me. I love that movie. I love that song. So I was just happy to put some drums to it. Great arrangement.
Yeah. Nice
arrangement. Do you see you guys working like this more?
I think so. I mean, until
Miss Rona goes away.
Well, why she got to be a miss?
I'm sorry, Mr.
I'm staying out of that.
I'm in trouble.
Hey.
I mean, I do a lot of tracking here anyway. I'm in my studio, so I do a lot of remote tracking when I'm not on the road anyway for artists needing drum tracks. So I think the only thing is I'm usually blending that with seeing these guys and hopping on a plane or hopping in a bus and going and playing someplace. So I've spent so much time back here lately, I'm about to go stir crazy. But
no, I know. The last time I saw you, the room was a completely different color, and that was 2 days ago. So you're painting the walls.
I am painting the walls.
I wanted to just add really quickly to Christian's overview of how we approach this piece. And a lot of times when it's just Christian and I, and we're having conversations about what the music could be doing, what it should be doing, we have these sort of check-ins about why, like the intention of, because when we were first talking about this, it felt like we were in pre-calc, like when are you doing, why would it be like, why are you doing that? What difference does it make? And to be able to articulate that the first lyric, come with me, in my mind, I'm imagining, an invitation, right? So that one extra beat makes such a difference for me to say, and we'll be in a world of, it's like talking, it's like telling a story.
And Shana is, Shana is an incredibly talented musician. And so she has a very complex approach. And so she will think about things that a lot of times we wouldn't even consider. And so at first you're like, okay, are we just doing this because we can, or are we doing this because, and the more and more that we've worked together, the more that I'm giving that trust to say, oh yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. And that is a thing. And like, we've only been working together now for about 5 months, and that process gets, every song, every arrangement we do, it seems like the flow gets easier and easier. But I'm always trying to say to the band or to anybody I'm working with, what the big why. Why are we deciding? Why are we singing this song? Why are we performing this song? Why are we arranging it the way it is? And if we can answer all of those things, and Shana always has an answer, and they are very musical answers. So we go for it.
Yeah.
Do you see, I know it's all speculation now, but what does the tour look like moving forward?
Well, last week we were all excited. Sidebar, hey Mona from Henderson, you're welcome.
Mona.
And Peter had mentioned that this was a demanding week. It's only Tuesday, Peter. What in the world? Peter's like, I don't know what day it is. I've been going 8 days straight. I don't know. Peter, we're here for you. The music is here for you. The tour, like last week I don't even know how many dates, guys, I sent in a row, like maybe 4 or 5 dates of reschedules, right?
Yeah.
And we're, 3 of us were excited. And then I get an email from one of us, Christian, and he was like,
he's on this side.
yeah, that's right.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait, don't throw
I
me
had
in.
to think about that one.
Listen, all you all down. Oh, yeah. Over there.
He's the pragmatic one, He's like, well, it's a little optimistic. One of the day months, but
okay. First of all,
whatever. I'm available because I have no dates.
It's good to hear my impersonation. That's apparently the Shana impersonation of how Christian sounds. No, you know what? It's hard, Tessil. It's hard. Like this whole process of doing one's career, I think everybody can agree. We've been doing our career since we were teenagers, right? I mean, we fell in love with music and we haven't stopped. And so for me, it started when I was 14 years old, and 2.5 months ago, everything just stopped. And so, it's like you're kind of surrounded by all the news and the media and stuff. And it is hard to kind of get that optimist vibe on, no pun intended, but, I am excited to see some new dates come in, and, it's like, you don't want to get too excited too quick. You don't want to get all that hope up, because it's like, you're like, yeah, we've got these dates, and then you're like, oh, but I hope we've opened up by then, or, I hope there's going to be theaters and, all that kind of stuff. So, maybe it's just me being a little bit.
I said pragmatic.
Okay, that's the word for
pragmatic.
it. Okay.
That's it. Because you know what, y'all? I didn't have time because I was preparing for this live stream, but I got a text about one of our dates in June. It's been postponed again. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I figured that one because that one's so close. Cause
but this is our life, Tessil. This is like, it's like, you can't even really get excited because things change in a matter of minutes. It's like quicksand. So the things that we do are control what we can, which is make music like pure imagination. And like Christian just came out with an album.
No, not that one.
Wait a minute. We don't have clearance for that. Don't do that.
We just gotten anyway.
Well, let's go back. The Awakening by Christian Tambor.
Yes.
Brand new, out last week.
Yeah.
We're playing it on Jazz 24/7.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've seen the spins. I've been getting the feedback from my the radio campaign. Thank you so much for picking it up and playing it on your station, man.
You're welcome. Always want to play some good music. How did you and Shana meet?
So Shana and I met actually, about 7 or 8 years ago in Las Vegas. I'm a transplant here to North Carolina as well. I've only been here for about a year with my family, and we moved from Las Vegas, where I was for about 6 years. I went there, and I do a lot of large production, creative development. So I write a lot of music and arrangements for large scale shows. And so that's what brought me out to Vegas. I also kind of manage my time working with a great vocalist by the name of Clint Holmes. And at the time I was doing some shows with Clint, and he told me about Shana. And yeah, man, it was like immediately, you know, it was like, oh yeah, she's got it going on. You know, she can sing and she can play, and she's just got the vibe. And so when, you know, fast forward 6 years later, when I knew I was coming here to the Raleigh-Durham area, 2 separate cities, not one place, I was so excited to realize that Shana was here, and like I sent her an email, and I got this great, super excited email back, and it's yeah, she's now like the new best buddy here in town. It's great.
Could you tell us a little bit about The Awakening?
Yeah, sure. So about 3 years ago, I was working on a show off Broadway, doing some creative development, some arranging with Cecilia Johnson, who was one of the producers of that show. And I got to meet her husband, Seward Johnson. And Seward Johnson, and I had known him for quite a bit of time before I realized it was the actual Seward Johnson who has amassed like 450 bronze sculptures around the world. I had no idea. I didn't put it together. And I had the opportunity to go tour his beautiful museum just outside of Hamilton, New Jersey, and looked at his amazing sculptures. And I was just taken, really just, it was just amazing to see these beautiful sculptures there throughout the park. And I could hear the music. And so I was very inspired. I selected 10 of his sculptures as inspiration to write 10 original compositions, kind of as an underscore for each frozen moment there in bronze. And so luckily Seward was really excited about the project and the atelier, and here we are, you know, about a year later after I started that process, and have this great new record. So it's been a journey.
Well, I'm excited about it. I've been listening to it, particularly with knowing I was going to meet you tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, here's Christian Tambor with a song from his latest CD, The Awakening. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you're my favorite. Oh
very
my
nice.
God.
Very nice. What was the name of that, Christian?
Tune entitled "Between Appointments," and you know it's funny, Tessil. I've been talking with Shana and Al and Will about doing this live show, and you know it's about 2 seconds before I started to play that I realized I've never played that song as a solo number on the vibraphone, and here we go. But yeah, you know,
Okay.
that's live TV for you. But no, thank you. Between Appointments. That's a sculpture that is of this gentleman asleep on a park bench with a newspaper over his head, and you walk up to it, and it's, you know, it's kind of humorous looking sculpture, and then you start to read the headlines on the newspaper, and it gives you this much deeper meaning to the sculpture. So hopefully some people will check it out.
I hope they certainly will do that.
Looks
Shauna,
like they're already.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
We were talking about your how you became an artist, a musician, and you surprised me when you told me that you didn't start as a cellist.
Yeah.
You were a graphic designer.
Well, I was many things. But yeah, the story, what happened was I went to school for cello, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to play cello. I just knew that I wanted to play cello. And I knew, again, like my life is like this whole big story of definitely knowing what I don't want to do. And I knew that I was done with the weddings, and if I had to play Pachelbel's canon one more time, if there's any cellists in the audience, you know those 8 notes are like, it's just, you know, it's not torture, but like I had to, and then I felt myself going to weddings and with this vibe that was not conducive for someone's most special day. You know, no one should be grumbling into a wedding. Like certain in-laws, soon to be in-laws, you can't help it. You can't help who your kids decide to marry. But I'm like, cello is a beautiful instrument. This music is fantastic. Why do I have such a about it? So yeah, I put my cello. The only reason why I wasn't on Craigslist is because I was too lazy to list it. But like I hadn't played it. It was in the corner somewhere, and I just decided that I was going to do a new career as a graphic designer. And NC State has an amazing program here, and I was just going to go that path. And then my personal life shifted. My husband became my ex-husband, and supporting my world needed to be something more than, you know, what it had been previously. And I know how to do that. I know how to hustle as a musician. And so finding this world of musicians here, this is really how I discovered, like, you know, old time music and bluegrass and I mean, just there's so much music in one space. You go from Raleigh, and downtown is indie rock and you know, and fiddle music, and then you drive 20 minutes up the street to Durham and it's Jazz Central. You know, it's NC Central is jazz, right? So yeah, I'm glad that my life shifted in a way that that made music a necessary and mandatory thing for me to incorporate in order to sustain myself.
But I think it's a wonderful thing for all of us that you did find the cello, and I'm happy that you're happy doing what you do. Let's talk about state of mind. If we have to get a little serious, just a moment. State of mind in the
Can we add the others?
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying the conversation, but I do feel like I should be holding up cue cards or something like that. Something.
What's your state of mind, everybody, in the current performance, live music on hold?
Apparently, pragmatic is my state of mind, right, Shana?
That's the best way to be. Like, I feel like like pragmatic is not another word for negative, because pragmatic is like you and I and a lot of people I appreciate and respect when the conversation is realistic,
Okay. All right.
and so like the voice of reason instead of like, yay, we got a gig, it's like, we gonna see about that, and then what happens next week?
And
It's
and I do
postponed.
talk like that sometimes. I'm like, girl.
You see, we're having a lot of fun with this, Tessil, right? We're not crying on the inside.
That's right.
No. I mean, as artists, I know that you have your perspective. I've been talking with some club owners who are really struggling to support you guys as artists in a time when they can't give you gigs, but also trying to keep the club open or thinking about opening a club. And, do we bring, when do we bring people in? When we get all close up, all there in the nightclub, everybody's all up against each other and all that kind of stuff.
What kind of
So
clubs
it
you
is-
going to, Tessil?
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know it's a small space in the
No,
club.
well,
I'm like-
you put,
well, it was fun while it
150
lasted.
Well, you put 150 people in a room
Yeah.
with, 50 tables,
Yeah.
3
It's
people
tight.
around the table, then
It's
the waiter's
tight.
going to go, remember how that used to work?
Yeah.
Remember
You'd
that?
be like inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about some more music?
Okay. I feel like Al and Will, we need to hear from y'all. So
Okay.
what you got? What you got?
Al, would you like to go first, or?
What do you want me to do?
Talk about what you've been doing.
Jugglers.
Oh, what I've been doing.
Yeah, and show us a little something, and make sure your volume is your not talking volume, but your your playing volume.
Well, I've got. I just put up a new video of my Tiny Desk performance. So I've got a new single coming out called Brother John. It was written for my friend John Alexander, who is a tenor saxophone player. Lived in here in Charlotte. Some of my first gigs in Charlotte were with John Alexander. He's kind of a legend in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. So I'm getting ready to put that out. And so I just posted yesterday my Tiny Desk contest video. So that was a lot of fun. And we literally recorded that the day before our county was put on stay home. So as soon as I heard that we were on a stay home mandate, for the county, Mecklenburg County, we're Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in Charlotte. I called 2 of my friends and I said, get over to my house. We're going to record this and we're going to get this done. And the very next day we were told we couldn't really do anything together after that. So that was the last time actually I physically played music like jazz with other people. Would have been March 25th, which is kind of sad. So that's what I've been up to. I've also been tracking for other people. So I'm sitting in my studio right now. So, whether we did Pure Imagination, I'm able to do video and audio here. And then I teach for a couple schools online. So I've been doing that. And then obviously with my family, I have 4 kids and I have a 6-year-old son. So I have immediately become a homeschool teacher, and that has been quite an adjustment. So I know Christian and I can relate on that. But that's what I've been up to lately. So Will, what are you up to?
So to be honest with you, most of the stuff I've just been doing is the same thing. I've been tracking from my room here. This is my studio. I've been investing in more equipment, recording equipment in particular, taking care of not only my bass, but if y'all can see, I got an organ back there and I've been restoring that. I've been doing some tracking as well. Did this tracking for Shana, which was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But I've also been tracking bass for other people that I play with in the area. One person in particular, Keenan McKenzie. I play bass in his swing band called Keenan McKenzie and the Riffers. So I've been doing some of that stuff. I've also taught a few lessons. A lot of people know me around here because I like to slap the bass. So I've been getting a lot of inquiries, whether it was Facebook, Instagram, talking about, hey man, how did you do that? Can you do a tutorial? And I'm like, hit me up if you're looking to learn, I can teach you some stuff. Of course, with a little bit of that too. But that's really it.
Well,
Okay.
I want to hear, I personally, because I've been seeing all y'all on Instagram since I can't see you in person. I want to see that video that you and Christian did, and nobody asked me if I was going to do anything. But that's okay, because sometimes, you guys just have to play stuff together. So, Carissa, can you run the Limehouse situation so we can see them show off as just the two of them, please? Thank you. That right there.
Cool. Final thoughts, everybody? Any final thoughts?
Before we move on to the next 8 things that we were going to talk about tonight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Before
well,
we
then
move on,
so
we're
can,
almost done.
oh, then
We're in our
we
thank
got to
you
play
zone.
something. No.
Yeah.
Tessil, you said a full 60 minutes from when we started, even if we started 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up
so-
with the script.
Okay. Well, so we have been doing a lot of conversation, a lot of talking about the latency piece and the
There you
live
go.
streaming piece, and the reality that we appreciate that our fans and our audiences and our mamas are like, we just want to see you. We want to prepare. You want you to perform. And the just is, it's a challenge because you can't just have 4 different people in 4 different places. Some people are on wireless, some people are hardwired. The latency is a thing, right? And so we're going to attempt to perform a song for y'all live.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. It's going to go how it's going to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
trading
what we were,
bars thing.
yes, we're going to trade bars. Sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 4, but we figured we're going to do Bye Bye Blackbird, and we're going to figure out a way to convey this song in a way that it feels good to us, because the reality of playing music is that you have to be together. And for musicians, like Christian said, we've been professional musicians since we were little, since we were young. And so how can you expect someone to totally defy being on one when one is 0.5 seconds away from the next person, and you're always chasing this? That's not the kind of music that we want to make. So we're going to try Bye Bye Blackbird, and Al is going to set us up with the tempo for like 4 bars, and then Christian's going to do an intro, and then I'm going to sing it, and we're going to see how it goes. We're just going to see how it goes. Okay? Pray for us. Pray, saints. Okay. I don't remember what the tempo was, but I will just take whatever you got, Al. Pack up all my care and woe, here I go singing low. Bye bye blackbird, where somebody waits for me, sugar sweet and so is he. Bye blackbird, here nobody loves or understands me. All the hard luck stories they all hand me. Turn the bed and light the light. I'll be home late tonight. Blackbird, bye bye. Pack up all my care and woe. Here I go singing low. Where somebody waits for me. Sugar sweet and so is he. Here nobody loves or understands me. Turn the key and light the light. I'll be home late tonight. Blackbird, blackbird, blackbird. Bye
There was nothing latent about that.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
It
Wow.
certainly was.
God, I think I got.
There was
That's how you
nothing
dance right
late
there.
about that. That was great. That was great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Now wait,
now I don't wanna-
can I just say,
Yeah,
like if we
yeah.
had done that live, if we had done exactly how it went live, waiting, I felt like I was like going.
We should try that on our next performance. Just be like, you got it.
You know
you
what?
just-
This could just be a new Shana Tucker arrangement where at the end of each 4-bar phrase we just add a bar of 7, and then we get that natural latency between each song, section. So.
Can you call it Bye Bye Corona?
Oh my
bye
gosh.
bye. There it is.
Bye
Wow.
bye, Rona.
There it is.
There you go.
Yes,
Wow.
bye, Corona. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Christian, so many jokes. So many.
So many. Yeah.
That one was for you, Christian.
No.
Trading
So many
cards.
jokes, so little time, right?
I know.
So many
We
drummers.
got all the
so
have all
little
the time in the world, man. We have all
We
the
got,
time
we
in the
got,
world. right
I don't want to go now.
I
Definitely don't want
know.
to go.
Man, so look, okay, sorry. Focus. Are there questions? I see Benjamin says trading fours on the internet. Yo, Benjamin, I'm going to sleep good tonight because I was like,
Yeah. Or like
it's
4.5.
Exactly. 4.5, 4.75.
Yeah.
Just even like me trying to be on like Brady Bunch and going, Christian, who's really this way, but that's Will. And
No, you were right.
except
Now-
I had to tell myself to go this way because Christian is this way, but he's really
No,
okay.
if we're going to do this again, just in retrospect, we should absolutely do it just like this and do an arrangement of the Brady Bunch song.
Yes.
Because that would make, there was a vibe player. His name was Christian. He was
He was
pragmatic.
pragmatic.
Oh wait, Shana, you forgot something.
What'd I
I
forget?
don't.
Christian.
Oh, man. Come on now.
Okay, what's the deal?
So, Tessil,
Listen, no, I don't, this is going to get me in trouble.
Christian loves the shaker, and I don't always
no.
have shaker. And so when I do, I try to play it as much as possible, as closely to his ear when he's soloing as possible. Right,
So,
Christian?
Tessil, here's the deal. I'm just going to come out and say just the whole trauma. When I was first starting down in Florida, one of my mentors, and you might know this guy, his name is Ira Sullivan. And Ira Sullivan was this incredible musician, and I got to mentor under him. And one of the things he said, he's like, anytime you get a chance to go sit in on a gig, go out there. And so I was going out to every possible live gig that I could. And there was this one cat that played tenor saxophone and played flute. And the moment that he stopped playing the melody on his horn, he would immediately reach down into this huge duffel bag of like shakers and eggs and like triangles. And so like all of a sudden it'd be this beautiful song, and all of a sudden it was like chicka 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 chicka, you know, chicka, and I was just like, man, just like, it's cool. Like, we got a drummer, we're good. And so when we started working with Shana, like one day we were like in the middle of a set, and like we get to the end of a, you know, shine, shine, and the next thing it's like I look over and Shana's like, I'm like, what are you doing? Stop! What are you doing? We're good, we got it. And she's like, what? I love this. So I mentioned that possibly.
It wasn't that extreme. Shine is a ballad. I have taste. Come on, Christian.
I don't remember what song it was specifically. I feel like it might have been that one. But yes, you're right. No, but anyway, so now every time there's a shaker involved, they give me a hard time. But, you know, trying to be pragmatic about the whole situation.
I'm just glad that I don't have low self-esteem, because you could have ruined my shaker career with that one look. But I know how to play shaker.
Yeah. Well, you know, Al's got his studio set up for tracking drums for artists all over the country. You could set up a whole studio for shaker. Just have like a really specific little box, you know.
But it's got to have the face. She's got a style about it. She's got the whole.
She's kind of got like a.
It's the whole thing. I'm gonna have to have the audio and the video.
You know, like
how many mics would that be? 3 mic system?
Oh, yeah, I definitely go with 3 or 4 mics for the shaker.
At least,
so can we
right,
answer
focus.
Can we answer Adrian's question? How do y'all decide what songs to cover? I will go first. I like retelling the story. That's my like first thing. If I feel like the song or the words need life and I can breathe some new air into it, then that's like the first thing for me. And it usually doesn't sound like the original. That's like my I just want to tell the story. Yeah. Anyone else? How do you decide on the songs? I mean, cover in jazz is like a standard, right? Like, cover means different things in jazz.
I'm the similar thing. I feel like I've got to feel it. Like, I've got to feel like I want to play the song. And I think I just kind of, it has to naturally feel like it's like, I want to naturally feel like an original stamp on it. Like if I'm going to cover it, I don't want to just do any old version of a song, whether it's jazz or a pop song. I feel like I want to find something and make it my own. I think that's, but at the very onset, I've got to feel some sort of connections to the words or the song in general before I even approach it for myself or with another artist.
Same.
I think one of the great things about Shana is that she has a personal connection to every song that she sings. So every tune that's a part of our set, I feel like we're going through a biography almost. The set, she's like, this is where it started. This is where things got a little crazy. This is where things got romantic. This is where things we had. And so to me, it's how those songs connect. And it's just like, there's a couple of those tunes, you hear them on the radio and you're like, we got to do that. We got to do that.
Yeah.
Shauna's definitely a storyteller. I mean, even in the way even in the reasoning and the reasoning for pure imagination, the first measure being in 6, it's about the narrative of the song. Yeah. Even when we're performed live, you really take people on a journey. And I think that's one of my, outside of the excellent musicianship of the band and you guys being nice people, my favorite part is that it's not just a musical experience. You take people on a journey of narrative too. So I that's my 2 cents on what Christian was saying. Wait, Christian's over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to, Will, did you want to say something before because I wanted to get to some of these questions and comments. Okay. Tessil, do we have a few more moments because people are communicating. I want to acknowledge. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Bob, hey, we have so many dates in North Carolina. Once they get rescheduled, we'll be in Asheville at some point. We'll be in Lumberton at some point. We'll be in Winston-Salem. We'll be in Durham again. So we're home. We're all from North Carolina. We'll be in Greensboro in the fall, hopefully.
Yes, at my alma mater.
Yes, go Spartans. That's where my son is, UNC Greensboro. Jackie asked about families and if any of us play with our family members. And Al had said the recording you just did, you've recorded with your children?
Yeah, my next, one of my first singles, Why Closed, which did really well. Why Closed had my 3 daughters singing with me.
Yeah.
And then Brother John, which is the video I just posted, is my daughter is singing with me as well. I try to, if there's a place, I try to have them sing, and I like to keep them involved. So, and lately, with us being home more often, I drag them back to the studio and because they have their own ideas and it's always fresh. So my kids are old enough to have fun and do that. So it's nice.
Yeah.
First of all, I just got to say that your daughter sounds great. That's a great track, that new tune.
Thank you.
I agree.
Yeah, man, she sounds great. And she looks like you. She's got the same like Al intensity vibe thing. It's like, whoa, it's crazy. So I have a little 4-year-old daughter, and I just like Al, like I'm home during the days, kind of doing pre-K, teaching, and I can do words and numbers and understanding lowercase, with the A gets a little circle and it gets a little tail. You can only do that before I got to get up and I got to play something. So I've taken all of her nursery rhymes and pretty much come up with new reharmed jazz versions of like the Wheels on the Bus. So like she sings them, but it's awesome. Like, it's like, here you go, Kaden. Wheels on the Bus go round.
But you know what? That right there. So someone had asked, is there another Shana project coming? and Benjamin asked if there was a Shana and Christian project. You guys, listen. When we say we have nothing but time, it's like there's so many places that we don't have to go. So the question about Shana project, there's a couple of them. One of them, you guys don't know this yet. All of you don't know this yet, but you all are going to be on the Shana, Miss Shana's Storytime music, because I grew up in a space of Sesame Street when Sesame Street music was Pointer Sisters singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You are my people, Shana. You are my people.
Trying to tell you.
My.
So we are going to be doing some, and Christian's already doing it. There's no reason to water down music for a children's series when this is the prime time to get in there and get these types of harmonies with them. So we're going to be working on that. Christian and Shana, we haven't confirmed this yet, but Christian, I really feel like Hiding in the Light is the like just cello, piano, and voice is like the way to go with it. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I feel like that song that's what that is.
It's got a vibe to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead, Christian.
Oh, no. I mean, when I first wrote that song, I wrote it on guitar, which is kind of an odd one because I barely play any guitar. And I was just working on the chords, and it was very, very simple. And then, whenever I added the band into the arrangement, it always felt like, how do we organically do that? And to deconstruct it in a way that we've come down to, which is just this very organic sense of the piano, the voice, and the cello. No offense, guys, but man, it's killing.
Yeah,
it's very tasteful when I get to Tacit, because hearing y'all two play together.
Some of your best playing.
I'll always be in tune.
Musical
but
space.
no. Anyway, I mean, it sounded really good when y'all did it together, and I just got to sit and listen. I was like,
yeah. It's a nice tune.
There's someone had asked about Al's Tiny Desk link. And I think we'll be able to put it up on the screen. But Al, can you tell people how they can find Brother John?
Yeah, it's on. I just sent them the link to post on there.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be the best thing. Well,
Like, can they do a quick search on YouTube?
Yeah, you can
and Brother
search.
John?
You can search Alfred Circle 4, just like my name says. There's the thing, and then just Brother John, Alfred Circle 4, Brother John, and you should be able to find the YouTube clip.
Yeah, that's a really great one.
Mm.
I want to play some more music, but I don't think we have time to do that. So you'll just have to invite us back, maybe, Tessil. I mean,
Well, you know, we're going to get you here in Boston
Woo!
very,
Let's
very
go.
soon.
Yes, do it.
Thank you, Shana, and thank everybody out here in internet land for joining us.
yes.
I'm Tessil Collins, and you can find me and Eric Jackson on Jazz 24/7 from WGBH at wgbh.org/jazz. I want to say thank you to all the gentlemen and the wonderful lady. And good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy. And once again, the Shana Tucker Quartet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tessil. If we can go out with
Thank
Hiding in the Light, we can give people some music so that they can just go upon their day with Hiding in the Light. Is that okay?
That sounds great.
It's happening now. Good night, everybody. Thanks,
Good night,
everybody,
all.
for joining. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Volume.
Hiding in the light, seen but out of sight. Who was she then? Who is she now? Silent she will stay. Trust she won't betray. The tears she wept are secrets kept. Wrapped in mystery. Can she wake her heart and see? She could be free. Back to before, stainless and pure, when she was sure love was real. Wrapped in her shell, is it too late to tell her to feel, just to feel? Hiding in the light, seen but out of sight, I see who she could be. Stainless and pure, when she was sure was real. Wrapped in her shell, is it too late to tell her to feel, just to feel? Hiding in the light, seen but out of sight.